What's going on, YouTube? Just got my punch cards today for my hot dog cart. Just a way to bring in repeat customers. Just trying to add new things on to make more money, that's all. So just wanted to show you guys that. But that's really what the video is really not about right now. The video that I'm talking about today is the employee mind versus the employer mind. And what better way to set this story up than a conversation I had with a guy yesterday well, let me tell you a little bit of the story. This guy worked for McDonald's for 30 years. But he's not the guy that went in there and did the fries and all the other kind of stuff. No, that's not what he did. He started at 15 and he did that. But later on, as he became older, he started helping the guy that owned the McDonald's into opening other stores. So the first store they opened was a store in Alberta, Canada. Now, this area, Canada is known for oil, for those of you who have been watching the news lately and things like that. And this area wasn't ready to ship oil. They had all the pipelines and everything made, and they could only at that time get about $55 a barrel. So what they had were men there who were maintaining this oil field, and I'm sure not just men, but women too, who were maintaining this oil field, the pipes and everything. And mostly everybody in that town worked in the oil industry. But they had one problem. There was no restaurants or anything like that in the area. So this guy, bright guy in South Dakota, said, you know what, I'm going to open a McDonald's in that area. He brought this guy that I talked to yesterday on board. They opened a McDonald's. The guy said, the first month we opened that McDonald's, we made $450,000. First month. $450,000, and your investment into the franchise is $65,000. But anyways, he said easily we could do $25,000 a Saturday. Easy. Okay. So I said, you know what? He said, look, before I even tell you what he said when I started the store they had one. When I left, they had 38 McDonald's. Then one day, the guy's son came in, who basically took over his empire, and told the guy, you're fired. You're fired. We're done with you. And it's not a bad thing. That's business. If they don't feel a need for you, you're going. That's a job. So I said, guy, I got one question for you, my friend. When you saw all that wealth being made, did you ever think to open your own self a McDonald's since you had all that data? You knew how to open the stores. You were the guy that did it. He didn't do it. You did it. He said, man, I never just had the money to do it. But YouTube, have you ever heard of a word called sacrifice? Because if you have, if I was that guy, I'll pack all my stuff up and I live at home with my mom. And I say, Mom, I'm only living here right now. I'll sleep in the basement. I want to stack my cash. I want to work as many hours as possible. If I don't get enough hours at this job, I'm going to work more hours at this job. Or I'm going to start a business or something on the side. Or I'm going to accelerate money. And all the money I get, I want to save. Because I'm saving to become a franchisee. I've seen the data. That's what I would do. Because I guarantee you the guy that he was talking about isn't in his 50s, barely able to get off the ground. Now, let me take that back. Health is something that we can't control. You can do that, whatever. But if you're a guy that uses your body all of the time, physical beat down with your body all the time, you're at a disadvantage. And then also, if you're a 50-year-old guy and you're still working a labor job, and you've seen all the data, that has to be depressing. Because I know what some of you guys will say, well, maybe he's content with life. But here's the thing. If content is being afraid, is not using the mind, and basically using everything that I've seen around me, the knowledge that I've seen of how to make money and everything around me, if that's being content, I don't want to be content. So that kills me. And I have a question for you, YouTube. How can you be an employee when you see your boss make money after money after money, enough to pay you, enough to give you a 10% raise, where you can go out one night and spend that whole raise? Let me turn this off real quick. And spend that whole raise, right? Is that good sense? Is that using your time wisely? If you had all the data, which most employees do have all the data, would you use it to your ability? I just want to ask that question. Because when I look at this situation, I look at that guy, the only thing that I could say that has either stopped that guy from doing what he needs to do is two things: drive and fear. Well, I take that back. Lack of drive and fear. So I want to start the debate up with that. I think it's a pretty good topic. You know, something that I think we can all talk about and we've all have faced. So, employee mind versus the employer mind. So with that said, guys, thank you guys for watching the channel. Please subscribe. And until next time, signing off.